The Homezone is a new style of road layout that is set to revolutionise the urban street. As a traffic engineer with the Royal Borough of Kingston, Mr. Jalal Saboui came up with the idea of a Homezone and set up a resident working group to get the public involved in the project.
Homezone is about a vision of giving the street back to the people.
What really the local residents wanted was one, to cut down on through traffic, to definitely cut out heavy goods vehicles. So the concept of the Homezone was, the idea was that it would be a shared traffic zone.
It is about cutting the through traffic and speed of traffic. It is about making people feel safe and secure to walk in the street. We actually use parking in Echelon Falls and with soft landscaping to actually use it as a natural chicane to create this speed reduction, to give that impression that the road is continuously becoming a cul-de-sac or dead end. And that way the perception of the driver is that he's got to slow down because he's not going anywhere in that sense.
Well, I like it because it's attractive to look at. It's given me an opportunity to park outside where I live.
I like the chevron parking, allowing additional parking and not obliterating people's private parking. That's a good combination. I think that's worked well. The road actually looks more attractive than it did beforehand.
So the parking is also maximised by using it that way, because not only it uses as a means of reducing speeds, but also you've got more parking spaces in the road.
But it is very dangerous as a pedestrian because cars go too fast. It should be a 20-mile limit, I think.
I like it better than it was before. The roads are flatter, but still cars come quite fast. But I think that there isn't a visible pavement, it's just yellow lines. There should be like a raised pavement.
I do think though that the scheme, which is supposed to give pedestrians the priority, is not as safe for pedestrians as it was. Some of the curbing has disappeared, and just witnessing the speed of cars coming through this area just this morning, some of them just would not be able to stop.
I came through in a car a couple of nights ago and we were rather blocked here with the traffic that had built up trying to get through. People in cars, I think, should take not priority but lower down the order of preference,
where the pedestrian walks in the middle of the road and the car as a welcome guest will only pass the pedestrian when that pedestrian is ready to give way.
Environmentally, I think everyone is very happy with it. It looks fabulous. The planting, we can see that's going to work. I don't think it solved the traffic calming problem. If anything, it has made pedestrians feel more vulnerable. The one thing that is working, which is really quite a traditional traffic calming, is the narrowing.
Well, I think we hoped that what you're now seeing wouldn't happen, that there wouldn't be as much traffic to start with, that they'd be deterred by the fact that it was a home zone. And plainly there is not as much traffic, but quite considerable traffic still coming through.
It looks attractive at first sight. And by that I mean that there is some greenery here. It looks more homely, but I'm not sure that it's not creating more traffic problems, more noise pollution and perhaps exhaust pollution.
I think the area is better. It's been laid out better than it was before. It's a good idea in principle, but I think the execution's not actually quite worked.
The Homezone is designed to give urban inner-city residential streets, which are often used as shortcuts by rush-hour commuters, back to the residents. This can be made possible by restructuring the road layout in order to give priority to pedestrians and cyclists rather than road vehicular traffic.
people who live around or who want to go the other side of Kingston or maybe through the park to wherever, they used to use this as a shortcut.
There are fewer cars coming down here. Whether they've got used to using alternative routes, I don't know.
It used to be a lot busier, and it's certainly calmed the traffic along this road.
It's certainly a great improvement on what the situation was before. The road bumps and the parking make a lot of difference.
Parking spaces near the children's hospital are very useful, because it's almost impossible to park in the hospital part of the Maple Children's Clinic.
Having the humps is good, but because they're long humps, people drive down the middle of the road and it doesn't curtail the speed.
Cars aren't aware that pedestrians are supposed to have priority in this road, so that's a problem.
The only other thing I would think probably is to have some kind of width restriction on the chicane at the top outside the mortuary.
There aren't lots of cars streaming down here at high speed using it as a cut through.
We are going through a transition period where people do not feel so comfortable walking in the middle of the road. That is why in our home zones you will see narrow width of pavement where those people, especially vulnerable road users, will feel more comfortable being next to the wall if you like. But hopefully we are moving away from that. As people walk in the middle of the road, they feel more comfortable about the fact that they have the priority.
As far as the home zone is concerned, people don't like giving pedestrians right of way.
Visibility-wise, crossing the road, because you've got the cars parked sticking out into the road, the cars can't see pedestrians trying to cross the road.
It's much better now.
Where you get out on the road, I feel more comfortable now that the road isn't used as a sort of pass-through.
The home zone is about putting people and the environment at the heart of everything we do. It is about the progression and giving the street back to the people.